Oh no. What? Oh no. Have I started at the same time as the Star Citizen Live? Oh no. No, 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 no. Why I do this? Why I not check times before starting? This live? It's not live. Ah. Maybe it's going to be live in a bit? Okay, that's fine. This is fine. I'll drag this over here. Maybe it's going to be in an hour or something. Don't mind me. I'm just ranting to myself. Let's bring the roadmap round up here. Anything else? Load a roundup. Pretty good with that. Our feedback. Oh, the phishing email. I won't use the original because it had people's names in and stuff. Let's just use that one. RSI scam.png. Happy Friday indeed, Tazararus. Tazurusurus. Taz. Is there anything else I want to talk about today? I think I've got everything I want to cover written down. I'm going to tweet out that I'm streaming. I are live. Oh, I can't even spell Star Citizen. Oh, let's close that. Always close Twitter. Always. Because Twitter don't have very good filters. And then let's post that up. Oh. Thanks, Dodge. Dodge just sent me a little emaily poos. A little messagey poos. Confirming something. Bear with me 1 second. I put my phone in flight mode because obviously I'm on some form of plane. No, I'm not on a plane. That was... Uniano phoned. Got phoned by someone earlier who just said, oh, let's make this appear on screen. Boop. Boop. That with me. Sorry, I've gone. You might have to tell me if the music's too loud in a bit. But let us click on here, maybe? You see my beautiful face? I'll switch this over to some prison gameplay in a minute. Oh, no. Why have I done this? You can see behind the wizard's curtain. That is not a euphemism. No, that's more my curtain exposed. Is that good? You see? Perfect. That's lovely. You can see the top of my shine. I mean, it's not that perfect, is it? My head, some of my head's disappeared. It's probably not good. Let us, first off, no, that's not what I want to do at all. Guilt. No, that way, yes. Beautiful. Oh, yeah, good. No, don't sub now, no. And then, my shiny head may disappear at any given moment. Jen Cattrall, thank you very much for the sub. Much appreciated. But I was just doing head admin. Hadmin. Hope everyone is doing well. So, today I want to talk about some topics. We've got Invictus Flight Week. We've got potentially some ship customization coming very, very soon. They talked about it on Inside Star Citizen. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, 3.9.1/hotfix patch. So, I was led to believe that there's going to be a hotfix patch today, potentially, or they're going to be rolling a hotfix patch into a 3.9.1 PTU, which is potentially going to be released for the weekend. Maybe. PTU released for the weekend, not live release for the weekend. And that's what currently is potentially happening behind the scenes. And Darge just messaged me. Good question. Has Fleet Week and Free Fly's date been decided to fall after a much-needed bug fix patch for 3.9? And Xylo has responded to him. Invictus launch week does require a patch update, though to come does require a patch update to come into the game since it's not in game already. And yes, we've been working on fixes and cleaning things up. So it does look like there will be 3.9.1 is the most likely thing for the Fleet Week. Now, Fleet Week is happening 22nd of May. So, next Friday. A week today. Why is my thing buffering repeatedly? Let's do this. Is that going to fix it? You fix it now? Good. I'm glad you're fixed. Now, let's close all this shit in the background. Close. We might have to do it without music. My music doesn't want to play. You just not like that track? Is that okay? Is everyone good? Everything good? Is that working? Any problems? Got a bit mad? Yeah, the music on the video keeps on cutting in and out. Don't know why. Just is. Right. We're doing it au naturel. We're gonna have to do it without music. Don't know why it's gone mad. Why has it gone weird? Let's try that first. No, I don't want to call theme again. Oh no. Have I broken it all? No, it doesn't like it. Don't know what's going on. I broke it. I be streaming. Let's do that. No, that's all good. Let's. Does that help? I'm on a new computer, so some settings and some things I've put on may have caused issues. Should I just close everything else in the background? Let's try that first. Let's close all this. Bam. See you later. Let's close all this stuff. Bam, see you later. And then, let's see. Does that now want to play music? Yeah? You good? You happy to play music now? I think it might be happy to play music now. I think it might have been one of the other 180 tabs I had open in Chrome causing an issue. Maybe. Question mark. Right. So, if you'd like to ask a question in brackets, I will highlight it to me. And we'll go through some people's questions in a bit. So, firstly, though, I want to look at... let's look at launch week. So, Fleet Week, Invictus launch week, is planned to be on the, well, more than just planned, really planned. It's going to be live on the 22nd of May to the 1st of June, so that's next Friday for, 10 days? A long week. And it's basically a Intergalactic Aerospace Expo with lessons learned. And what do I mean by lessons learned? Well, the 2019 Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, the IAE, was a little lackluster. Okay, it's in the same location as 2019's. It's in the Brevik Convention Centre, which is on ArcCorp. But there is some much-needed improvements. One of those major improvements being there's going to be lots of ships that are not yet flyable, shown off in varying levels of detail and sort of like states of development. So you'll be able to see the Kraken, you'll be able to see the Mercury Star Runner, bam, and lots and lots and lots more ships as well. So the idea is that it's going to be a bit more interactive. It's not going to be as meh as 2019's. 2018's, great year, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. We had Idris's on show. We had the F8 Lightning on show. But so we're going to have that Fleet Week, that Invictus launch week, that in-game event, starting from the 22nd of May. And there's going to be a patch which will enable that. It's expected to be 3.9.1. Thank you very much, Mr. Pugilist. Thank you very much. 3.8 ran amazing for me. 3.9 is almost unplayable. New problems every login. Hope it runs smoother soon. I want to throw money at Fleet Week. Yes, they need to, in my opinion, get a nice stable patch for everyone. Like, I haven't had many problems with 3.9. I mean, I think I've crashed literally once when I've been playing it. Maybe twice with a server crash as well. But other people I know are having terrible problems. Can't even log in properly. And I think it could be due to back-end services type stuff and problems with copying all the data over. And there was lots and lots and lots of problems with 3.9's launch, which I'm not sure if are directly patch stability related, as in it could have happened with any patch. I think there was lots of problems with the back-end services that have caused knock-on effects. That's not a excuse. Well, it is an excuse, but it's not a sort of like an excuse that you should go, oh, that's fine then. I mean, it's not appropriate for 50% of the player base to not be able to play the game properly. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, these things sort of happen. But yeah, so with Fleet Week, very much so, it's going to be a big sale. Now, we could very, 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 very possibly see some new straight-to-flyable / drivable vehicles. We could see some new concepts and that sort of stuff. It is going to be a huge event. There's going to be a huge amount of ships on sale, including, it appears, to be things like the Idris and the Javelin. That's what it looks like anyway. I would expect at least a small amount of them to go on sale. Could the F8 Lightning go on sale? That's a possibility. Could it be flyable? That's a possibility. But it's also a big free fly as well. I'm interested to know if they have another referral thing for Fleet Week as well, where they go, well, actually, we'll have another referral thing. You can get a free ship or whatever if you refer someone. I think that'd actually be in CIG's best interests. But anyone being able to try the game for the 22nd to the 1st is absolutely great, as long as they can have a stable build. And 3.9.1, let's hope they can do it with that. So that's what it looks like is going to happen. There's some instructions on how to get there. Obviously, just either spawn at ArcCorp or travel to ArcCorp, and then you have to get on the tram to Brevik Convention Centre. That will not exist as a location to actually go to properly. It sort of is, but it won't open up on the transit system until the 22nd when they put that patch in. As far as I'm aware. They might open it up earlier, but you won't be able to get into the elevators to get down to the actual floors. So, yeah, ship sale, lots of different ships. Potentially some ship skins, some ones for Invictus launch week. I'm not sure if they're going to be exclusive to just this year, or you're going to see them exclusive to Invictus events. But I love in-game events. I love them when they're combined with sales. We have not had a proper ship sale for 2020 yet, and I suspect this is going to be probably one of the biggest money makers that CIG have ever done. So, yeah. Right, what people saying? Will Fleet Week have ships available for sale? Yes. I've had lots of emails from people and seen lots of stuff on Reddit from Concierge replying to people saying, I want to get this ship. And they say, you should be able to get this ship during Fleet Week. And that's, I think I saw one for an Idris, someone talking about that. And they said, potentially there'll be some Idrises for sale. And I saw ones for lots of limited ships, basically. Do you think Fleet Week will turn into another anniversary sale we can expect annually? Also, do you think they'll sell the military Super Hornet? I'm not sure if they'll want to sell military ships that are exclusively for the supposed to be exclusively for the military. Like even the F8 is the F8C. It's not the F8A, which the military will be using. So I don't expect we'll see military ships in players' hands that can be purchased or flown yet. It'll be something you'll be able to get in game after release, sort of thing, or after you play Squadron 42, maybe things like that. I wouldn't expect that yet. Do you know if the mission showed at CitizenCon with the pulling of the top off the Urza rover will be implemented in the future, or is that just a demo to showcase technologies that Cloud Imperium have been working on? Kind of both. So they want to have missions like this that we're seeing at the moment that have multi-parts, and basically this is one of the missions that they had in mind, and they also were using it to show off some tech, sort of like partially scripted. So you should see something like this in the future. Maybe not exactly this, because it will have been iterated and refined. Did you guys catch the Yacht Club where Xylo trolled about the Redeemer? Yes! It was 4 hours, so I had to go to key moments. I had it on the background for a couple of hours. It was really early in the morning for me. I had it in the early morning to help go to sleep. I need noise to go to sleep. So yeah, I was watching that, and I know he mentioned a few things. And yeah, obviously trolled a lot. He's a good chap, Xylo. What else have we got here? When can we see a merchantman, in your opinion? I know you like the ship. I do like the merchantman. I like the idea of it on paper. Shops on a ship's a great idea. I like the privateer for the very same reason. And I like that sort of gameplay. The merchantman as well, which is a very cool ship. So, an interesting one. I think we'll see more of it at the Fleet Week. I suspect it will be on Hollow Viewers there. I think we'll see more of its production later in the year. So towards the end of 2020. And I think we'll potentially see it in game towards the end of next year. That's my expectation for that. There's a few other things I want to talk about today, but there is quite a few questions, so I'll go through them. Oh, thank you! Thank you, Thank you very much for becoming a BoredGamer member on the YouTube. It's very much appreciated. You star. Oh, you legend. Thank you, thank you. Loads of people joining. I suppose people have been joining because they've got free YouTube Premium subs to give away. Thank you. Very much appreciated. What have we got here? Well, you've got to twist Chris's nipples until he releases the Polaris. No worries. I'll get on the phone to him with the nipple twisting buttons as well. Don't you worry. Mate, I've realised I think I'd be described, if I was a rabbit, my friends that know me, as probably a rabbit. Because if anyone's ever watched Beastars, I'm very much like Haru, who's a female rabbit in that, who is not in the way she treats men, but in the way that she's constantly terrified, but very confident, oddly. I'm constantly panicked when I play games. Crazy idea. CIG should make Star Marine and Marine Commander into their own separate game that is playable on console. I mean, I think they might in the future package Theaters of War, Star Marine, and Marine Commander into like a free-to-play element of Star Citizen. That's sort of like potentially get people in, maybe. Is 3.9.1 out? I'm expecting a 3.9.1 ETU very soon, so either this weekend, beginning of next week, sort of thing. It looks like they want to tie that into a live release of 3.9.1 for Fleet Week, which is starting a week today. Did they change cargo respawn rates in the last few days? I don't know. I haven't actually been doing cargo hauling. I haven't noticed anything, but I haven't been cargo hauling. I've been mining for the most part and messing around trying to break prisons more. Besides the last week, what has made May an epic month? So, not much in May yet, admittedly. Obviously, we had sort of like 3.9, lots of problems with 3.9 for sure, for a lot of people. So we are getting some cool stuff in May. Obviously getting Fleet Week, which is next week, which I'm very, very, very excited for. Theaters of War weekend to test, which I'm expecting very soon. End of May, that's what I expect. And some Squadron 42 updates as well. So there's some cool stuff happening in May. My head is just a very shiny surface. What do you think about the idea that the Javelin and the Idris and the F8 are all in the logo for Fleet Week? So, let's bring this up again. They're all in the poster, not the logo. Well, maybe, you know what I mean. So, I think that they're going to be on show, and I think that Javelin and Idris will probably be available to buy. Could we have F8 Lightnings available to buy? Yeah, we could. I'm not sure. It's possible. We've got the Javelin there, we've got the Idris, we've got the F8 Lightning, Valkyrie. We've got the F7A as well. It really is military ships. So they're definitely going to have military ships on show. It suggested as well, because the way it describes different manufacturers take over the whole over... From May 22nd to June 1st, celebrate Invictus Launch Week with high-flying demonstrations from the UEE's awe-inspiring naval fleet. So, if that actually has some sort of presence, either as videos or in-game, with potentially devs or people in videos flying around military ships that we don't have access to, like the F7A, like the F8, that's a possibility. Maybe. Hashtag wild speculation. No, what have I done? I've just clicked on everything that I didn't want to. What do you think? That's what we just talked about. By how much did, on average, the prices drop during Fleet Week in the past? There's not really a sale in the fact of prices dropping. You'll see big packages of lots of ships with like 20-30% off potentially. That's probably quite high actually. More like 20% off maybe. You'll see potentially starter packages drop by like $5, $10, $15 based on their normal price. Don't expect much in the way of discounts, but expect lots of the ships to be on sale again. So, Fleet Week, this is how it's going to work. You need to go to ArcCorp, so either spawn at ArcCorp or travel to ArcCorp, and then go to Area 18. When you're there, during Fleet Week, so on the 22nd of May onwards, you'll be able to go on the transit system to the Brevik Convention Centre. There, you'll see like a little expo entrance and hall. You'll be able to go towards that. There'll be elevators. Go into the elevators. You'll be able to interact with what floor you want to go to. I'm not sure if they're going to be opening up multiple floors or whatever, but each of the floors is going to be dedicated probably to a manufacturer, and they'll have different days will be for different manufacturers, and typically the last couple of days will be all manufacturers, and then you'll be able to go and view things there. So you'll be able to go up to a ship that's on like a show floor, interact with it, rent it for free, fly it for free basically during that day or that week, and there'll be different ships available every day. It's going to be a free flight as well, so as long as you've got a Star Citizen account, you'll have access to the game. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very much appreciated. I appreciate the sub. With the rumoured anniversary sale for Fleet Week, will we get 2 large sales this year? Yes, I would expect. So, multiple things. This is my current understanding of CIG and marketing, and take it as you want. So, I spent a lot of time looking at Star Citizen and working out what I think is best for things. Wild speculation. Okay. So what I'd do if I was CIG with cancelling CitizenCon late, so October 10th for 2020, I'd have CitizenCon around now every year. Yeah? Just after the Q1 launch, Q1 patch every year. That sort of makes sense. So what would we do? So yeah, I'd expect a big sale end of Q1 and beginning/end. Well, expect to integrate to get Aerospace Expo on the 23rd of November, around that period every year. Yeah, that's a huge seller for them. It works. It's their sort of anniversary. Great. And then expect them to probably move CitizenCon. That's what I'd do anyway. Move CitizenCon towards the end of Q4. Especially if they've... So, I think they're really close to being able to release Squadron 42. I think they would have wanted to have lots of times and dates and a marketing campaign start just before or around CitizenCon this year, before it got cancelled. So I think they're going to want to push it to earlier next year. So early next year. And that would be my expectation. So, and then I think that if that works, they'll probably keep that. But again, that is wild speculation. You did ask for my opinion. It's not that wild. I mean, it's I think I've got a reasonable opinion on marketing and stuff. Will the Fhc be on sale? We don't know for sure. There are leaks saying that it's in the game files, but that could just be to be shown on the show floor. It might just be flyable, which would be fucking amazing. It might just be on sale. It might be on sale and flyable. New Star Citizen content creator here, long-time watcher BG. We make gameplay videos. How would you recommend we get the word out about our channel? Good job on your health improvements, by the way. So BTP Media, you want to get involved with other communities, not spam your content on there or anything, but get known for being able to answer questions, getting involved with the communities, joining in other people's gameplay sessions, be helpful, useful, get involved with as many content creators as you can, talking on their channels. So that you're sort of like known in the community, answer people's questions on Reddit and stuff, be friendly. If it gets relevant for you to send someone a video because it's useful, send it, but don't make it the main goal of any form of conversation that you have to send a video or to spam your stuff. Eventually, other people will post your content for you and they'll post it in relevant areas and you'll get sort of like build up more and more and more. But really, really, really get interactive with your audience. Talk to people in your comments section, listen to what they've got to say, and evolve your content from there. Watch other content creators, see what they do, see what works, see what doesn't. Is this Fleet Week going to be like the ship showcase, where we have to log in and pick up the ships every week? Yeah, it's going to be probably every day you have to go in and see different manufacturer to rent those ships. Are the map makers supposed to be fixed with this patch? Are the map makers supposed to be fixed with this patch? Cannot bounty hunt at all right now. I haven't had much problem with bounty hunting. The one thing that worked really well. Will any ships that aren't completely buyable in-game be for sale in-game during the Invictus launch week? Yes, lots of them. Playable for yes, Fleet Week will allow you to play as filthy casuals. You don't have to have a Star Citizen gameplay package. You just have to have an account and make an account. Make it during Fleet Week. If you do make an account, make sure you sign up with a referral code. With so many people having serious problems with their properties and UEC, do you think we might get a wipe and clean slate soon? If CIG need to do it, they'll do it. If they don't have to do it, then they won't. My wallet will be hiding during Fleet Week. Can I borrow yours? No. My money, my wallet, my ships. I buy ships. Hello, hello. You can borrow mine, there's nothing in it. Oh, no. Oh. I've broken it. Wow. Oh, my God. I don't think I can read that out. Oh, fuck. That's funny as fuck. Is the Fhc going to become purchasable? Will they change the perk for the Wing Commander concierge members? No, so I believe they get a free one. And I think, don't they get a paint job for their F8? They did sell it. Wish I had enough money to upgrade my Taurus to a mole. Love your content, BoredGamer. Thank you so much for supporting the game with your unbelievable video. Thanks. Arcade Alchemist. I love that comment. Oh my God. Is there any remote chance we'll see the Pegasus escort carrier during Fleet Week? I mean, maybe we'll see it on the Holo Viewer. I don't think there's any other chance of seeing it any other way. Any idea what ships will be on for sale for Fleet Week? Lots of them. It was originally supposed to be military focused, but I would expect a huge range of ships. There's no download for Squadron 42 yet because Squadron 42 is not complete. Squadron 42 is sort of like, I'm expecting it end of Q1/Q2 2021. That's a lie. 2021. Could we see military drone carrier in the future, and what sort of gameplay do you see for drones in the future? I expect them to be remote mobile drones effectively in the short term, but eventually they'll have function like repair, rearm, refuel, all that sort of stuff, and they'll be semi-automated is what the CIG want for them. So you're able to give them tasks and they're able to carry it out, and be also able to take control of them. Do you know if there'll be a discount on starter packages during Fleet Week? I would expect a small discount on some starter packages. I hope the A2 and the Nautilus are up for CCU. I would expect them to both be, yeah. I expect CCUs for all the ships that they have. I would expect the A2 and the Nautilus to both be on sale, yeah. I'm expecting it to be a slightly more focused at military ships. Only slightly more focused. Aerospace Expo, basically. But I'm expecting it to be very much like an IAE. What do you think about player housing and ship interior customization? How will they work? So they're building the iCache, full persistence, and stuff like that. That's all going to play into this. Physicalized inventory, all this sort of jazz. So you'll have a physicalized address eventually for player housings. So when you rent or buy an apartment or whatever.
My husband and I really enjoy watching your stream. You're very helpful and so knowledgeable about Star Citizen. This game is amazing.
Thank you very much, Aussie Gamer. Thanks for your hard work. My husband and I really enjoy watching your stream. You're very helpful and so knowledgeable about Star Citizen. This game is amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate the money. Thank you. Oh, you star. It's very kind words as well. Thank you. I do appreciate that. So yeah, so eventually you'll be able to rent or buy habs and houses and stuff. There'll be physicalized addresses. I suspect they're all going to be rented. Like lots of hab blocks, like we spawn in the major landing zones now. Bam, you'll be able to customize those. Literally putting gear and stuff and whatever else you want there, and that will persist there. And the same with your ships. Interior of your ships will be customizable. I'm not sure to what extent they'll be customed when you reclaim them, if they get destroyed or lost or whatever. We'll have to wait and see, but that stuff will persist in the future. The sort of like ship customization you'll have is you'll just be able to put stuff around your ship. You'll be able to put like a coffee maker on a table. That will persist. A piece of fruit on the floor will persist until it rots or whatever, or gets otherwise cleared up by the game at least. You'll be able to have some modular changes to rooms and things, like be able to put a piano, for example, in the Phoenix. So some customization will be, you can only put it if you've got room, and it will clip to the floor properly. Other customization will be more freeform. You'll actually see with the plans they've got for cargo decks and refinery decks in stations, more the cargo decks. We're going to start to be able to rent space, which will be a more artificial way of having somewhere to store stuff. But you think Cloud Imperium will have the hull seat in-game so people can check it out during Flight to Week event? I would definitely expect to see it in some form, whether it's in the Holo Viewer or a model that you can actually go around and have a look at. So it's more than they did for its Squadron 42 needs, as far as I'm aware. And it might be very, very close to completion. So, I mean, it's possible it could be flyable without its morphing. It's possible that it will just be on show. Do you think they plan on bringing bulk delivery missions like the size of a Connie to make a specific larger size delivery? Yes. They're going to have open deliveries, as far as I'm aware. There's cargo decks built for cargo missions. There's going to be lots of different types of cargo and delivery missions, and then, as I said, much more open ones that will just have you. They want players to bring lots and lots of iron, which lots of Hullies would go along and all try and fulfill. What's the best early game moneymaker? Trying to... Yeah, I rush for a prospector. I mean, all the sort of like starting out guides I do, I rush for a prospector, a rental, and then mine. And in the shorter term, stacking some missions with like hand mining and the call to arms mission as you're doing it. So yeah. I used to, and I think it works quite well, grind security post Korea missions. Literally just on the ground, clear it. Quite good. It was quite good UEC, and it was working properly. Will backers have ships to test? Yes. Everyone will be able to rent all the ships that are on the that are flyable on the ship floor at the expo hall floor. Not all of them are going to be flyable. Some of them are just going to be there for show, as far as I'm aware. A lot of hints. This Hercules Starlifter series is coming soon. Can we expect it this year? I'd expect it for the Q4 2020 patch at the end of the year, yes. Is work being done on the Banu merchantman? To some extent, I would expect so. So they've been working out lots of stuff with the Banu and some of the... I think some of the white boxing has probably been done for the Banu merchantman now. I can't remember what it says in my notes, to be honest. Do you think the ship painting will charge for individual colours, finishes, or just decals for skins and stuff? That's a good point. I'm not... So we're going to have some form of shop or UI where to customise the ship colours. Will it have a cost to it? Eventually, yes. Will it have a cost to it in the early stages? Probably. Will it be a service from a station, or will you actually have to be somewhere you take it? Don't know yet. So we saw in Inside Star Citizen they were talking about ship shaders, basically, and saying, look, we've got shaders for ships now. We can change colours and all these skins and stuff for ships really easily and save them. And there's like primary, secondary, and tertiary colours and accents you can do. And we'll be talking more about what you can do in the near term of customization for ships in the next few days. So that's pretty exciting to me. That hints that we're going to have some very basic customization of painting ships real soon. Why don't they do an event on New Babbage? I suspect that the next major event in game, which will probably be, well, the next Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, so for November 23rd, expect them to have something on New Babbage. If they do an in-game event instead of CitizenCon this year as well, I expect that probably to be at New Babbage too. Can you give us some wild speculation? Where am I going? That's what you can wildly speculate on. Back in seconds. I've returned. Well, sort of. Am I coming back? Hello. Hey, how's it going? You just want your Kraken already? Well, we should be able to see the Kraken at Fleet Week next week. I'm very excited for the Kraken. The Privateer is actually probably the most exciting one for me. How long do you think all the ships will be on sale for? So they'll be on sale like a day at a time, probably. Or maybe they'll make them on sale, more and more ships on sale each day. The last couple of days of the Fleet Week, I would expect all ships to be on sale that they had previously sold during the week. So, on like the 1st of June, you need to pick up something, you're about to pick it up then. And the day before. If someone happened to hit the lottery and snag an Idris, is the only way to sell it to sell your account? Yes, because it's over $1,000. And I think that's would make it a black market rather than a grey market thing. Selling your accounts is even less supported by the terms of service and end-use license agreement stuff than the grey market stuff is. So, ever look into doing anything like that, make sure you read all the rules and regulations and use a middleman service probably. That's what I'd recommend. But oh god, lots of text. Does it have the word question in it? What else we got here? In the future, will we be able to rent and buy large apartments where we're allowed to customize the furniture and stuff like that? Yes. That is the plan. I haven't played since early 3.0 patches and have held off until more game mechanics and large universes implemented. Am I being over-dramatic or being critical? You're being neither? That's literally neither. That's just a statement of why you're not currently playing. And I would potentially, if you're looking for a more fleshed out game, still wait a bit longer. So 3.9 have very much proved that Star Citizen is not in a standard playable state for most gamers. You sit down and it's still very alpha. There's still stuff that just goes, well, it's a bit fucking buggy for a lot of people. We can't get on the game. A load of the people's ships and money and stuff got lost. Things like that. So they're in-game transactions is what I'm talking about. Can the Star Runner scan for mineable ores in asteroid fields? So lots of ships, as in most ships, if you give them the right scanner, will be able to do that in the future, yes. So if you equip the Star Runner correctly, you should be able to scan for mineable ores in an asteroid field. How powerful is the scanner? Depends on which one you equip it. Would you like to have a larger showroom in-game displaying all ships in one place, like a real-life show? Or do you like having one showroom with one manufacturer per day? I like I like them to be separated to different show floors, but I'd like to have them all at the same time. Made a thread on Ask the Dev, asking about cargo trading. One guy said the quota and demand of commodities will not be implemented, but some Star Citizen channels said otherwise. Thoughts? What? So there's going to be demand and supply for goods. Goods are literally going to be consumed and made into other things with the Quanta universe simulation stuff. And if you need to see more on that, then I've got some videos on the dynamic universe simulation. It's all like will affect dynamically the economy, but also generate emissions. And you can see that from CitizenCon 2019 with Tony Zarovic's creating a universe, I think it was called. Hey Board, all the ships that will be on sale during Fleet Week, are they going to be purchasable at the start of the event on the 22nd /05? I wouldn't expect so. I'd expect a new manufacturer like the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo each day. Don't quote me on that, that's just what I'm expecting. Quick question, should I add a £1/4 sliced Gouda to my macaroni and cheese and throw it back in the oven for 5 minutes when it's done? Taste the macaroni and cheese first. You might want to just add a tiny bit of salt and pepper, and it might be fine. You don't want to overly cheese the macaroni and cheese, because you do want that pasta. You want that pasta-y taste as well with that mac and cheese. But if you need to put Gouda in it, cool, great. Maybe put half of it in first. And grate it in, obviously. Or, you know, don't just whop it in, you monster. Will Fleet Week be manufacturer per day thing like the Expo? That's what I think it's going to be, yes. Thank you for all you do, and your content is top notch. Thank you, you glorious potato. It should. So I'm absolutely terrible editor, like the lowest sort of effort editor. I'm bad at it. Is what it is. I'm not interested, and I'm bad at it. So I'm going to be employing Zin hopefully at the end of June properly, and you should start to see, because you'll be testing some videos out on my channel and messing around with stuff, and you should start to see some videos be very good. Like at the moment, she's reworking my 3.9 tutorial to look a lot better, because it was pretty rough. But she's getting the better footage for it. She's getting text and screen better transitions and things like that. If you could work at RSI, which position would you like to work in and why? Something like what Ulf and Tyler are doing, community management type stuff. I wouldn't like to do what Disco's doing. I think that's very stressful. I want to talk to people, get engaged with people, and especially not to disparage Silo at all, I'd probably like to do something more like Ulf, because I don't necessarily want to be on camera all the time, but I do occasionally. And I like what Ulf does as a job. You know what I mean? Like, I go, I'd like to do that. I like what Tyler and everyone else and Disco does. I just wouldn't want to do it myself. See what I mean? Do you think the team having been overworked for 7 years will actually benefit from the less travel to work because of this global situation? Yes, I think working from home and remote working might become the norm, or at least much more reasonable to do for a lot more people now. Oh, I am a little stir crazy not getting out of the house, admittedly. So I looked at it over the last week or so, how much of an impact the lockdown's actually had on my life. So obviously I've been looking after and shielding my parents and stuff. I've had a bad time of it because we haven't been able to get the appropriate medical treatment really as easily for my dad, who's unfortunately suffering from brain cancer. But thank you very much for all the kind words and everything. I don't want to keep on rapping on about that, as it were, because, you know, I want to talk about Star Citizen, I want to talk about the game and stuff. No, there's a place to, you know, talk about that sort of stuff. Yeah, and more like channel and financially. Technically, there's more people watching, but YouTube cut down by about 40% is what it looks like, and maybe even a bit more. The amount they are paying out for monetization. That's what it looks like anyway to me. So there was a lot less money coming my way. Obviously, sort of like differentiated into lots of different pots. I've got Patreon and things like that as well. But it's affected people's money for donations. It's affected people's money for Patreon, for the joined member stuff and all that sort of things. So it certainly had a knock-on effect for people. But again, one of the other things is there's more people at home. There's more people that are bored. So more people are likely to watch YouTube videos. It's an interesting one. Obviously, very, very difficult for some. I have a relatively stable job now because I can work even during this, while this is going on. But unable to go to Bar Citizens or plan stuff in the same way that I would be able to, or go to office tours, which has also affected some of the stuff that I do. And obviously, CIG have been affected, which has affected the news, and has a delayed patch, which is basically a month's worth of 3.9 being in a more playable state and being out longer. There's quite a lot of knock-on effects to stuff. I was just thinking about it today. Do you think we'll have something new about the Banner Merchantman during the event? I think we might see it. It's in its sort of like current external white box on like the Holo Viewer or something like that. That's a possibility. You alright, mate? Generally, yeah, I'm alright. Got a bit of a bad back at the moment, much better than it was the other week. Sort of like making my house at the moment as mother and father friendly as possible. So like getting bath lifts and getting stair lifts. Got a stair lift installed. It's got a bath lift. Making sure there's nothing in the way. Yeah, it's all good. A little bit stir crazy out the lockdown. I want to play some board games. I want to get out of the house and go to the pub. I want to chat and let loose and sort of like cry and shake one of my friends and go, ah, scream in their faces. I haven't seen real people for a long time. I'm unclear on the sale. Will ships actually have % off, or is it them being flyable for free? So you'll see ships that are flyable for free. You'll see ships that are purchasable, that aren't normally purchasable. You might see some discounts with ship packages, lots of ships together, or game packages. Maybe they'll have like a $5 off, $10 off, some of them, things like that. But don't expect individual ships to be cheaper. Do you think there's any chance that CIG will support player-generated content such as custom graphics and designs for clothing and ships similar to the system in APB? I'm not entirely sure of the exact system in APB, but CIG did say they wanted modding and private servers eventually, originally. That might have changed somewhat. And they did also talk briefly and address maybe they'll have decals, maybe that will transfer to orgs being able to have their decals on their ship. So there might be in the future a system for you importing decals and stuff in the game, but that's certainly not confirmed, and that's more of an idea than anything else at the moment. But there's certainly a chance. Thank you very much for all the kind words, very much appreciated. Oh, people are sending me money, shite, thank you so much. What ships do you think will be on display on the Holo Viewer? The Mercury Star Liner? Mercury Star Runner, Genesis Star Liner, Kraken, Hercules. I'm hoping that we actually see the Javelin and the Idris in a hall, but probably the Javelin and the Idris as well, if they are displayed. I think you'll see a huge amount of them on the holiday display and things. Cutlass Blue, anything that's going to be released, planned to be released this year. Vulture, things like that. But I'd hope to see like the Orion and the Endeavour and stuff like that too. That'd be so good, wouldn't it? Oh. Do you think the 890 Jump would be up for purchase and upgrade again? I think it will be available for purchase. Yes. I would expect the 890 Jump. I expect there to be limited sales for certain ships, like the 890 Jump, like the Idris, like the Javelin. I'd expect them to be on sale. I expect them to be in a limited number. 890 Jump is slightly... It's not really military by any terms. Like maybe it won't be part of Fleet Week, but it's sort of like become an expo as well. Sort of like in lore it looks like. and it's in the convention hall as well. So maybe it will be a huge range of ships, including the 890 jump. I'm hoping we see the 890. I would expect to see the 890. Hey man, I think the devs should put money and workforce in making a game feel and move good instead of working on all the endless content they promise. Do you agree? We want both. We need both. They need to work on content and make it feel good. I'm actually would prefer them to work on loads of features and then say, this is when we plan to have the features in the game by, and then we're going to work on making the game good. But also have a dedicated team that's just there, a small team that's just there to constantly hammer out bugs and like gameplay experience, make sure it feels as good as it can be. But that's the way I do it. Do you know why CIG made gifting items like the Mercury Night Stalker skin impossible? I know many don't own the ship or want it. They would happily gift the skin but can't. Expect you will be able to trade and sell and move stuff around like that in the future. It's just on the account, on your account on the website, you can't do it yet. But expect you'll be able to do that stuff in game eventually. What else have we got here? Oh no. Have you had anything about the Mercury Star Runner timeline? Yeah, it's planned for 3.11 at the moment, so Q3 2020. The Star Runner. End of September is when it's planned to come out at the moment. And you should see more of it at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, at least on the HoloViewer. Will they be developing a more advanced ATC, air traffic control, with virtual flight paths from orbit to atmosphere and flying over cities, security checks? So this is part of the revised, what the hell do they call it? What was it called? Restricted area rework. So yes, they're going to have something like that for the restricted area rework. We'll see it for 3.10. It looks like the end of Q2 2020. So the end of June. My auto mod has just timed someone out, so beware if you've just been timed out. I apologise. Have you heard anything about the Hornet speciality size 5 very puck mount being sold again? No, I have not. I would expect to see it again in the future. So you can have that big old mount on the top. Any news on Theatres of War? So we should see a Theatres of War test weekend in May. And beyond that, we don't know much. Do you expect the Cutlass Blue to be on sale? And do you think the advocacy tools may be chucked in with the sale of it again? No, I don't think they'll sell the advocacy. Is it? Are we releasing it? I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't expect them to have the advocacy tools again. And the advocacy tools aren't in game yet either. That was just something they sold with the original Cutlass Blue. People I've talked to are against the F8 being sold, as the UE Navy must have the most powerful ships. In my mind, will we only have the civilian version? Yeah. Well, so the most common Hornet is going to be not the F7A. That's the military variant of it. And we're going to have the F8C as the more available Lightning. But you should be able to get it in game somehow eventually. The F8A, the military one, if you stole it from a military shipyard or something.
you think the Banner of Defender will be on sale? Yes, I would expect it to be on sale. You know if Crusader will be getting an updated look anytime soon. So I'm expecting the Crusader update and Orison for Q4 2020. That's what it looks like. That's what CIG have suggested. They moved it out recently, and they said that's going to be probably that in for Q4 2020. At least they suggested that. Do you think the Origin 100 series? I don't know what that means. Yes? No? Those limited ship numbers, do you think you'll need to request to buy it like when the Kraken was released? No. I'd expect them to just have allotted times. Do you think we will see the new server tech this year? I think we will see some new server tech this year, yes. Dialed in server-side object container streaming, yes. I think we'll see a much better. Full persistence and iCache, yes. I would expect it. Server meshing, no. I think server meshing is going to be like Q2, end Q1, 2021. Do you think Terra will have streets similar to New York? I mean, it will be alien. Well, alien to us. You know, future different planets. It's weird. Not alien, but, you know, futuristic human. It'll be weird. It'll be unique. I want to thank you as I joined an org on the strength of your review and conversation with the leaders. This has made the game very enjoyable. Will you be doing a follow-up? Yes, I'll be doing lots of follow-ups with lots of different people. And I will be starting to do my org spotlight again as well. And I need to actually choose some orgs and confirm with them this week or for next week. Actually arranging interviews with them so that I can get some videos up. I'm thinking of dropping my Connie. What do you recommend for a mid-size exploration gameplay cargo? It just isn't exciting enough for me. Eventually, the Corsair. That would be my suggestion for you. Or Carrack, if you can push up a tier. But the Corsair is a solid ship. Did CIG state how they will return to their offices when given the all clear? No, they have not specifically said that yet. Do you think we'll see Titan suits in Theatres of War? Yes, eventually. Probably not to start with. I'm hoping we see Titan suits at the Fleet Week now. Oh, Titan suits on the Hollow Viewer. Maybe Titan suit on display. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? With that question, you are the best Star Citizen streamer. I mean, I'm sitting here answering questions. I want to do loads of gameplay in the future and stuff. I mean, I love, like, Salty Mike's probably one of my favourite streamers. Moist Noodle for Star Citizen, actually gameplay and content and talking to, and a mixture of interactivity but also gameplay. I do recommend. There's a huge amount of content creators. What are some of your favourite board games? I like lots of stuff. I kind of play any board game, to be honest. I've played loads of Dead of Winter and stuff like that. Matches of Madness. What's what we're playing through? Betrayal Legacy. We're just about to finish. Anything. There's a board game convention that was cancelled just as we went into lockdown, which I was really looking forward to going to, which is by my neck of the woods. But I'll play pretty much any board games. I'm playing those of Splendor and Quacks of whatever it's called. Make a potion. I like board games. I like lots of board games. I played 40k. Well, Adapters Titanicus I'm looking forward to playing. Do you know? Oh. Do you know if they are working on a way to stow things like mined rocks quicker? Probably in the future there'll be more streamlined ways of doing things. They're sort of like expanding that out with the radial inner thought menu as well at the moment. So yeah, probably. Does CIG have any plans to add the Sol system, our own solar system, into the game? I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure. Because the jump point could be destroyed or damaged or something. So it's possible that the Sol jump point might not work, but it's possible that it will. I don't know. Because I'm aware they're adding the Sol system to the game, but... You think we will see the Kraken be available both in credit and Warbond? Yes. I would expect so. Tonks? Yeah, I'd expect Tonks. I think we'll actually see the Tonk in game pretty soon as well, because I think they'll want it for Theatres of War. Do you think we'll get ships that can transform into Titan suits? No, we don't. The Connie might be better when it gets its balance pass. Do you think we'll see missiles and turret upgrades on the Connie? Also, 890. I think we'll see more modularity and customization for the Constellation. I also think we might see a little tiny update, which is one of the reasons that we might have not seen the Taurus until now to the Constellations. Maybe. Can we still spawn ground vehicles now? Yeah, you can spawn ground vehicles. There were just some places you couldn't spawn ground vehicles. You can spawn them at major landing zones for sure. We should very soon have the ability to spawn vehicles/ships in ships. By the time we have docking. So between now and 3.11. So either next patch or the patch after, I would expect spawning ships and ships. Vehicles and ships. Do you know if it will be possible to sell ships in-game that you've bought? Eventually, yes. They're actually, at the moment, building a finance app in-game that you'll be able to transfer Alpha UC between players. And eventually that will allow you to transfer cargo, ships, do trades, and all that sort of stuff as well. CIG is not ready for Fleet Week. I totally agree. At the moment, they need a 3.9.1 patch, and they need to solve a load of the problems with 3.9. That's what they're working on at the moment. There is going to be a patch with Fleet Week. So I confirmed that, according to a message I just received, or just before stream, from Darge. Thanks, Darge. Hey, Board, what is your PC specs? I keep getting 10 FPS in the verse. So I've just upgraded my PC. I've got 64 gigs of RAM, but I've got a 2080 Ti GeForce and a 3950X AMD. One of the quite nice Ryzen. It's not a Threadripper, but it's basically a cut down Threadripper. Just coming in, will there be ship sales during Invictus? Yes. Yes, there will be a big ship sale. Lots of different ships. Has there been any talk of hostile aliens stowing aboard ships, like in the movie Alien? So they've talked about that a few times, like having scary xenomorphs when you go across to a ship or whatever. They want to have some spooky shit, some spooky sort of like alien-type encounters, some weird stuff like that you could have potentially happening to you during distress beacons or during missions and stuff. So they want they are looking at things like that. Would it be possible to booby trap your ship in the event of being overrun? Yeah, so there's going to be gadgets, and some of those gadgets are like claymores and things like that. So yeah, to an extent. We also might see internal turrets eventually as well, because we've got internal turrets in the Glacier Prison, and they a while ago CIG showed tests of an internal turret in a ship as well. So, what else? What else did I want to talk about? So, yeah, we've seen some ship customization type stuff now. BoredGamer basically had a bug in 3.9 in the PTU, and I think it's actually still persisting now. So, some ships, when you spawn them, occasionally have the wrong colours. You're like, oh, why has my ship got a weird skin on? It's because they've been messing around with the shaders, so like the tint palette, and painting ships effectively. And they said that within the next few days, they should update us on what we will be able to do with ship customization in the short term, because they've been building out all these shaders and things for lots of different colours of ships for different factions and things. But we might very well see a player-facing UI allowing us to change the colours of ships very soon. What else we got here? Oh, okay, so subscriber promotion stuff. They've released... So last month, they had loads of different helmets for some of these guys I think are from Pyro System, and so like famous outlaws. So, and this month they're releasing 3 of the suits to go with those helmets. So you've got the Dust Up one, you've got this one, and you've got this one. I actually really like the Dust Storm one. Because it's sort of like BoredGamer-ish colours. It's got a little bit of yellow on, right? That would do. I quite like that. I'm Oh yeah, so I actually bought something from the grey market. I bought this suit from the grey market because I wasn't subbed for this month and last month because I literally just forgot about subbing. But I probably will sub again to RSI based on what next month's offerings are, and then it's all going to depend on that because I've had a hit and miss relationship with RSI subscriber stuff, because I didn't feel like they were putting out enough video content for the money. But yeah, I bought this on the grey market, and I probably might do a video on the grey market at some point, talking about experiences and things to look out for, and exactly what the grey market is, and what to avoid, and how against terms of service it is, and what CIG's terms of service, and the difference between black market and grey market and stuff like that. So I need to look at that at some point. Anything else? I quite like those suits. Obviously giving us some more sort of like look at pyro stuff. There is a Cloud Imperium Games stream on at the moment, which I might leave you over to in a second. What I might do is I want to do some stuff around my house. Make sure my mum and my dad are alright, and plan dinner. So I might dash off in like a few minutes and leave you with the Star Citizen livestream. Will backers have access to test some ships during the Invictus week? Yes, so you're about to go to the expo hall, and you're literally about to, anyone, you're about to rent a ship for free. The ships that are available during that day. Do you remember the Xi'an capital ship concept that was announced years ago? Could that make a comeback? Yeah, I would expect to see Xi'an capital ships in the future, yeah. And they're also working on a Xi'an cargo ship at the moment, I know that. And Tavaran fighter. Do you think the rate of UEC of the final game would be comparable to Alpha UEC for emission rewards and pricing of items and ships? They're going to use that data to balance stuff, but there's also going to be a dynamic economy element going on that will balance stuff semi-automatically. Semi-autonomously. As good as the planets look, do you think they will be adding some unique artist-created natural wonders? Yes, I think some planets will see that. Will the merchantman go on sale as it's being worked on? I would expect to see the merchantman during, even if it's Fleet Week for military ships, I suspect they'll sell a huge range of ships. Because why not? It's sort of like become a bit of an expo. Also, everything equipped when I died, including armor, base spacesuit, subscriber, store items. Would you know if this is a bug or intended? So in the future, you'll lose what's in your hands and stuff. You'll probably be able to insure it. You'll lose your you will lose your armor and stuff in the future. At the moment, I think that's more of a bug for you to lose everything, including your spacesuit and stuff.
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Any news on Fhc Lightning acquisition plans? No. There's obviously appears in the media a lot for the Invictus Fleet Week stuff, so there's an expectation that it'll be on sale, but it might just be there to see. I'm hoping it's there to fly. But, Mega Super Mungo, thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated, you star. Will Fleet Week have all ships for sale? I wouldn't expect all ships for sale. It looks like it's going to be mainly military ships, or at least the military ships look like they're getting additional skins or something like that for Fleet Week. I would expect a huge range of ships to be on sale. Berlin merchantman price hike, or do you think they'll keep it locked? You could see a small rise in the Banner merchantman going up. You'll lose armor, rip my subscriber armor. In the future, I would expect you both to insure items like that. You to insure it, so yeah, you probably have to insure it, indeed. Does anyone else have any questions before I dash off? I'm really looking forward to the next generation of NVIDIA cards, now that I saw the NVIDIA Kinect stuff in that dude's kitchen. The cards are absolutely great. I haven't had much use out of my Valve Index since I completed Half-Life Alyx, so check and see if there's any more VR games, but I've hurt my back as well, so maybe that's one of the reasons. I do have a new PC, and I'll be doing some stuff with Azatec in the very near future. I want to support them a lot because I think I've used Azatec fans in every single build I've done over the last 10 years or so. Or maybe not 10 years, 6 years or so. Something like that. That seems right. Maybe? Question mark? Probably. One of those I reckon facts. Will we see ship crashes where we can survive crash landings or ships getting boarded after getting deactivated? Yes. So with physicalized systems, they're going to have ships not exploding. They're not going to have artificial health balls. They're literally going to have the individual systems on the ship will be able to take damage individually. And then if it hits a certain amount of damage, that component will be broken, deactivated, destroyed. And therefore... Oh. Or otherwise broken. What have I done now? Is this working? Yeah, that works. So yeah, so then you have your ship components, and each individual one can be damaged and destroyed. There's going to be a physical damage system as well, which will work out what projectiles actually do and what prevents projectiles going through things, and it will have different damage types. And then you can have your ships literally being, if you target the engines or people going for a power plant or whatever, you would eventually destroy that or damage it enough so that it's deactivated, and then you're about to board or whatever. But conversely, you will be able to repair those damage systems. Tell us about lifetime insurance versus regular insurance. So, regular insurance is like 3 or 4 or 5 months, whatever. Lifetime insurance is for the lifetime of the ship. However, we don't know to what extent lifetime insurance, regular insurance, and other types of insurance will work in the future. I'm expecting lifetime insurance to just be for the hull of the ship. So if you do any changes or modifications, like weapons or systems, like you will with your ships, they won't be covered under lifetime insurance. And I suspect that most of the cost of your ship's insurance will be when you start insuring your changes, start insuring your paint job, your custom items, your high tier gear and weapons on board, stuff like that. Server meshing is 3.10? No, server meshing is not 3.10. Expect to see server meshing Q2 2021. Will we see more realistic atmospheric flight, or is it final? Yes, they are doing tweaks and lots of other bits to atmospheric flight still. Have you heard of any new ships? The Ligma. Is it one of those jokes? It's sucking my balls, isn't it? That's what you're gonna do. That's what you were gonna do. Stupid joke. Does that make you happier? Is that the reaction you wanted? Do you think they should make something out of these expo centers that they put work into only for 2 weeks each year? I think it makes them a good few million every so often. I actually quite like that they have them cut off for the rest of the time. I think it's kind of quite interesting. They don't think they do. It's not thousands of hours, man hours of work in those centers. It's pretty basic stuff. Will we see damaged ship crash land in atmosphere and create environmental damage like abandoned ships scattered across the verse? Yeah, we'll see points of interest. We'll see lots of different crash ships and stuff. Will there be a recovery service, RAC, AA? So there's the SRV, Argo, tractor beam ship that is literally going to be a ship to help recover a tow ship. And there should be NPC-based services that do the same thing as players, but players will also be doing that sort of service. Use your Shadow PC code, and it should be ready any day now. My question is there a regular release time of Star Citizen events, like Fleet Week coming up, or is it all random to CIG's liking? It's a little created by CIG whenever they want. There are some events, like there's a planned major release of a major patch release every quarter, so end of March, end of June, end of September, and mid to end of December. There's a Intergalactic Aerospace Expo at the end of November, 23rd of November. Typically, CitizenCon's been on the 10th of October. There is some common events, but not entirely common. You realise how awesome and essential you are to the Star Citizen community. There's also other people that I think are just as good as me, if not better. Like, I mean, Morph has beautiful shots and stuff. Salty Mike's fantastic. Nubifire's fantastic. There's a huge amount of people that are great content creators. I just happen to been doing Star Citizen YouTube for a huge amount of time and want to get involved and chat to the community a lot, because that's sort of like what I've tailored my channel to, and tailored like how I effectively make money to. But I do appreciate the love. You're wrong. In the monthly report, they said the first version of server meshing is coming in 3.10. Did they? No. I would have noticed. I'm sure I would have noticed. I didn't see that. I don't think that's correct. I was sure that server meshing was a while out. There's lots of server upgrades and stuff coming this year. Yeah, server-side object container streaming is in-game, but they're dialing it in still, so it's not working as great as they intended, but it is good. Well, it's helping, maybe. Question mark. They need servers tick rates to get to a stable 30, and you'll see this when they do the, hopefully when they do the Theatres of War gameplay, we should see Star Citizen in a much better state for those sort of like playtests. I'm hoping when it comes to sort of like jankiness. Anyway. More medical systems, bleeding bandages, tourniquets. So bleeding's already in game, but yes, bleeding stabilization and ways of getting people up, people getting knocked down, bleeding out, stunned, getting picked up, being dragged. That's all coming to the game. There's going to be proper medical gameplay. Hello, hello, hello. Right. I don't have any socks on. I don't think I can show my feet on stream either. I think that would be weird. I think it's probably against terms of service somehow as well, because I know a lot of people that will be like, oh, I like his feet. They look like little hobbit's feet. Or that. A lot of people will be like that. Because I am effectively an object of, you know, I'm not just a piece of meat, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not a piece of meat. You need to stop treating me like a piece of meat. Based on knowledge regarding previous fleet weeks, of which I know a little about. What did you say? Am I late for questions regarding any possible sale coming during the Invictus Fleet Week? I expect lots of ships to be on sale. Like, huge amount of them. And there's obviously more of a focus on military stuff. But there's been loads of emails that I've seen from Concierge replying to people saying that their ship, like their, I think even the Idris was mentioned, but lots and lots and lots of different ships being available during Fleet Week. And I expect it to be basically an Intergalactic Aerospace Expo with lots of ships being on sale. Yeah, iCash is planned for this year, as far as I'm aware still. You say the Idris was coming out. So, they want to put in, if possible, they wanted it for 3.9, but they want to put an Idris mission in, so part of the Arlington Gang mission set. At the end of that mission, they want a big Idris battle, which is going to be an NPC Idris that we will be attacking. It's not going to have the interior. It will have the exterior, and it will be a proper Idris battle, and it will be a hard, big battle. And I think they want to get that in for 3.10 now, for the Q2 end of June patch. When is Fleet Week? 22nd of May, so next week, next Friday. A week today. I've been a supporter for years and not seen any way COG has been going to rest of gaming industry. You know what that means? Good job. Right. So there won't be any of that wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nonsense for limited ships. Oh, like they did with the Kraken. Okay. I don't know for sure. What I'd expected them to go back to the original way they did the waves for ships, which is there's a certain amount that's released at this time. Bam! If you get them, you get them for the limited sale ships. So that's like that's the Idris, that's the Javelin, that's potentially the 890 no, actually not the 890 but just have a limited amount that will just all be available at the same time. yeah, some of the ships will be limited availability. They release 250 of them at a time over every 6 hours or something like that. That's my expectation. There's no confirmation of that. That's what I'd expect. When I turn a ship upside down, why doesn't it fall to the ground? Well, number one, because the flight model for atmospheric flight isn't great yet. Number two, because you have thrusters all over your ship that will keep you up. They are working on, at the moment, a curve for power for thrusters so that they're a lot more weaker in atmosphere. So your ship is actually going to be struggling to stay up if it's upside down, especially on a heavier gravity area. You want to install Star Citizen on an SSD, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. Any new ships planned to come soon? I would expect to see something new, and straight to flyable or concept during Fleet Week starting next Friday. But again, not confirmation. We haven't had a sale, proper sale yet, and we haven't had a concept or straight to flyable sale yet either, which is weird. If there is a straight to flyable ship, do you think it's going to be a military themed one? Varan fighter? Yeah, we could have military themed stuff. We could have the F8 going out. We could have Titan suits. We could have loads of different things potentially. I'd love to see a proper military APC. That would be fucking cool. Polaris sold in waves, I think. No, I think they'd have a X amount of Polarises for sale, or just the Polaris for sale, all at once, not sold in batches. They keep the batches for a couple of ships, like the Javelin, like the Idris, and maybe the Kraken and Privateer. I can't remember which ships are sold in those kind of batches, but. Yeah, so Andreas, so them saying that server meshing support work was prioritized and scheduled for Q2. That's just work on server meshing and helping build the infrastructure for it. That's almost certainly not going to be in our hands for Q2 2020. But work towards it will be, and server improvements should be. Do you know or have any idea how long and how CIG will start rolling out new systems? Will it be a faster pace than now? Yes, it will be at a faster pace than now. They wanted to have Pyro in 2020. I'm thinking more likely Pyro is going to be, if we're super lucky, Q4 2020. If not, then Q1 2021. But they probably are going to be able to do the Nyx system pretty quick afterwards. The Magnus system, Odin system, they're all systems that can do pretty quickly. And I would actually expect to see another system or two in 2021. When they say ship sale, does that mean in-game money or IRL money? Ship sale for Invictus Fleet Week is real money. It's a real money sale. They sell a load of the stuff that they haven't sold for a while. It's like limited, artificially restricted sort of sale stuff. You'll be able to try out everything in-game, though, that's flyable, as far as I'm aware, during Invictus Fleet Week. You'll literally be able to go up to the ship and try it out. You'll be able to buy everything in-game eventually, so bear that in mind. A lot of the stuff is available in-game. I would buy a mech suit like Headless Chicken. I know, me too. I'm all up for those Titan suits. Is Squadron 42 going to be delayed? It hasn't got a release date yet. How can you delay something without a release date? But I would expect the roadmap to be updated quite heavily, or at least the way they convey it to us. We should see something in May with that. I think they're more likely to hit beta release. Well, no. Beta complete. Squadron 42, not release, because it's internal. Q1 2020 now. And look to release it Q2 2021. I think they will be completed for beta Q1, end of Q1 2021. For the sake of clarity. I can't remember what I said. I got a bit confused over numbers. And I think that they'll have a live release of Squadron 42 on the shelf for end of Q2 2021. That's my expectation. That's my hope. Optimistic. Can't words. Got all my numbers wrong. You're asking me to speculate, I'll speculate. Been a while. I've been away for a while and it looks like BoredGamer's lost some weight. I have lost weight. I used to be really fat and now I'm just quite fat. What systems are you most looking forward to? So Star Systems. Pyro, in the short term, fucking want a new Star System. The next one. But I suppose I really want... Probably Soul the most. If that's going to be a thing. Terror or Soul. They're going to be... They're basically going to be like Jita in Eve. I am ready. My body is ready for a new Star System. I know, right? Does anyone know have any idea if I can melt my Gladius and use that discount a possible upgrade for my Andromeda into Polaris? You think it's okay, or will that be restricted? I mean, check to see how much. So, is it a promo Gladius? You'll get however much you paid for the ship back when you melt something. How much real money you put into it. That's how much you'll get back. I'm not sure the price of Polaris. Polaris is pretty fucking expensive though, as I remember. So. Base building system competitive with Dual Universe? We don't know exactly how the base building system is going to work with Star Citizen beyond what we had for the Pioneer. So the Pioneer is going to have the ability to build different outposts inside its like factory, land, and then deploy them. It's going to have different types of factory, different types of outposts it can build, but like ones for mining, ones for storage, ones for like power, all that sort of stuff. Is the free fight on PT or live? It will be on live. It will be on live when it goes live on the 22nd of May. Right. Last I heard, the Polaris was hull limited ship. It probably will be. I don't think they'll sell it in batches, though. I think they'll sell it all of the hulls for the Polaris at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So, like, they've got 1,000, then 1,000 at once. It's the batched stuff is typically for the Idris and the Javelin. But, again, that's an I reckon. Do you think Space Whales are too unrealistic for Star Citizen? Fun over pure realism. I mean, and they'll make them as real as possible as they can. It's space worlds in a gas giant jumping around in the gas and the seas there, the gassy seas. They're not floating around in space. When Crusader is done, can you confirm I'm going to be your taxi driver from platform to platform in the Cloud City when you're giving me your look around? Yeah, in the Microstarana. Oh, Jid. We can talk about that. I'm happy to go on a taxi ride with you. As long as it's not like fake taxi. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, Robert Johnston. I knew I should stay online for you to turn up. Fuck me. Pardon my French. Jenny. I can't words in French. Here's your regular CIG shill payment. Remember, this is to be kept secret. I will keep it a secret, Robert Johnston. You absolute fucking legend. Thank you so much. Give me $100. I mean, they're New Zealand dollars, but they're probably worth more than the pound at the moment, the way stuff's crashing. Thank you so much, you absolute monster of a person. Oh, you star. Oh, so... I mean, I'm probably going to drink a lot of this money, donation money at the moment. It's gonna. I'll buy some cider or something. But I'm so looking forward to lockdown being over. I'll still have to give it a couple of weeks after lockdown just to check to make sure it's semi-safe outside because I don't want to bring anything back for when most of my parents are vulnerable. But then I want to go to the pub. Oh my god, I want to go to the pub. I want to do some Star Citizens. There's lots of stuff I want to do next year. I'm going to be less panicked about traveling. I'm going to try and come over to the US a bit and other parts of Europe. but I will definitely at least travel a lot more in the UK. I'll try and get an office tour as quick as I can afterwards as well, and things like that. So, oh, thank you so much, you absolute fucking legend. How are you doing, Robert Johnson, mate? I hope you're okay. And I will keep the shill payment secret. Why hasn't base building been mentioned in 3 years? It has been. It hasn't, but I mean, Erin wanted it. They wanted land claim gameplay in at the end of 2018, but stuff got hugely respec'd and rescoped, and reprioritized. We will see it again at some point. We'll start talking about it. Expect to see land claim gameplay a good while before we have base gameplay in, but they need really for land claim gameplay, for bases, for physicalized habs, for hangars and stuff. They need pop assistance, they need the iCache, and some of it they need server meshing for. What do you think the next game mechanic will be that comes into Star Citizen? Salvage. I'm hoping we get salvage at the end of the year. They are, according to Tyler on the Yacht Club, they are going to be talking about salvage in the next Calling All Devs. So, end of next week, I'm hoping we get an update. How easy do you think it will be to purchase ships with UEC in the future? Depends on the ship. I think they're going to be balanced for some will take several months to get. Others you'll be able to get within a couple of days of grinding, so like the starter ships and stuff. Man's got to eat and drink. Indeed. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. I do appreciate that. Robert Johnson, you are always a monster, and you're one of my favourite monsters. I apply a referral code if I bought my starter pack in 2015. Nope. You apply your referral code. Well, you put in a referral code when you create your account. Any idea if the Kraken will be on sale? It should be. It appeared on the Holo Viewer in the brochure for Fleet Week, and I don't know how many. Did I hear base building? Yeah, we were talking about the Pioneer and base building and stuff. No one cares about your opinion, Rimbley. You're not even a backer. We give a shit. I mean, I care about people's opinions, even if they're... I will even treat trolls reasonably nicely. Civilly. Just be civil to people. Doesn't matter if they're, you know, different opinions to you, or even if they look like they're trolling, I'll still be customer service orientated towards them. I'm going to dash off in a second, though. That's the extent of my customer service. How do you see the pros and cons of the Banner Merchantman versus the Privateer? The Privateer has got landing pads for ships and is much larger. Banner Merchantman's going to be probably better for a floating bazaar, being able to get to places quickly and more efficiently than the Privateer can. It's going to be very much a quicker, more targeted ship. But the Privateer's obviously got all the landing pads on it for servicing ships as well. So one's a mobile space station, one's a mobile market. Yeah? You see? Robert Johnson, if there's anything I can ever do for you, let me know, mate. If you want specialist pictures of me, bam, they're yours. The amount of money you paid, you get them. You get them. Question, do you think the current Alpha UEC and rates of missions and rewards trading would be comparable? No, I think that stuff would be heavily balanced, heavily rebalanced, and then the dynamic systems will take control of it. So there's going to be a dynamic economy that will control all that stuff. That will change based on what's going on in the universe at any given time. So we just got here, do you know the full list of ships on sale for Fleet Week? No. I'd expect a huge range of ships, though. Potentially, almost all of them. Will Star Citizen stop the pay for ships aspect of the game when it fully releases? So, they said they were going to. I would still expect, but they said they were going to sell starter packages still, so up to a certain level, maybe up to Constellation level, they'll have a starter pack. They are going to sell the in-game currency, though. A limited amount of that you can purchase each week. So that's going to be one of the ways they generate money, because it's obviously no subscription. So you are still going to be able to buy those ships, but I see it more like Eve. Like, it doesn't really matter if someone's got a load of ships. It's literally how you use them, who you use them with, and you're sort of like how you plan different things like that. So, will we be able to buy real estate such as apartments or even orc skyscrapers at ArtCorp and other places? There should be ways of getting, at least renting your own personal addressed, physical addressed hangars and habs in the future. That's the plan. Will we see banks, loans, interest rates? Don't know. Don't know to what extent we'll have to have stuff like that and leveraging debt. I wouldn't expect it. There's obviously going to be debts in the fact that you'll be able to get fined. But I don't think there's going to be a way of getting credit. Well, no dodgy pictures, please. Just chill. My Phoenix thread, and when I get off my ass and post it. Yes, no worries at all. You've bought me, mate. Don't you worry. I'll happily show the thread when it's up. I'll check out my community and I'll talk about it on stream and stuff as well. But no worries. I got your back, mate. I got your back. Do you have an opinion on the Taurus and when it might become? I would expect to see it in 3.10 or 3.11. And it's possible that the constellations are all getting a light rework as well. It's possible because it's the only reason I can see why it's taken so long to get the Taurus done. Do you know what I mean? As Star Citizen develops, do you think games like EVE and Elite Dangerous will see it as a threat and add more to the game? I hope so. I hope that makes more games better. EVE has gone on for a very long time and has been very successful and a very good game. Obviously, it's dying out a bit over the last few years. Elite Dangerous wasn't really my cup of tea. It was a bit too shallow. Star Citizen isn't done enough yet for me to be playing it solidly. I do enjoy Star Citizen. On paper, Star Citizen is the best game that I've seen on paper, and I've had some of the best experiences of any game ever with Star Citizen. It's up there with Warcraft 3 for me and StarCraft. I played thousands and thousands of hours of those games. Will capital ships have their own hangars? Some of them do, yes. Right. Any news on hotfix coming out for Fleet Week? Yes, so just before I started my stream, Darge messaged me with a message from Silo saying that Fleet Week is going to have a patch all coming out with hotfixes and stuff like that when Fleet Week goes live, it looks like. I'd also expect, so I was told, or mentioned a couple of times by devs on other people's streams and stuff, that they were working on a hotfix patch, which I think was supposed to go live already, so potentially live today. And a 3.9.1 PTU is in the works, and I think that's probably going out this weekend, I would expect. 3.9.1 PTU, if not early next week. I wouldn't expect any Vicardi phase or anything like that for them. Volumosity! Random question, probably asked before. Looking for an ergonomic chair due to back problems. What's that chair you have there? So I have one of the best chairs in the world for back problems and general sitting. It's a Herman Miller Aeron Generation 3 ones, and I bought a separate headrest for it. It's like £1,000 worth of chair, but depends on how long you want to use it for. Apparently, this is like an 8-hour chair, so you shouldn't really sit in it more than 8 hours a day. I'm going to dash off real quick, and I'll be back for like 5-10 more minutes because I need to wee. But if you need a 24-hour chair for back problems, then you want to look and you want to search for chair based on how long you want to sit in it. Search for 24-hour chairs and have a look around and really look. Lumbar support, really important. Oh, hello. Right. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Any news? Yeah, so So yeah, Fleet Week, next Friday. Expect loads of ships to be on sale. In sale for real monies, real cash monies. Expected to be a Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, basically. There's going to be an in-game event at the Brevik Convention Centre on ArcCorp. It will be free for anyone to play Star Citizen for that week, and more so from the 22nd of May to the 1st of June. Just have a Star Citizen account, and expect lots and lots of ships to be on sale. Expect we can try out all these ships as well. You can literally go up to them, rent them, bam, got a ship to rent. And there'll be different manufacturers each day with different ships. Expect the last couple of days of the expo, or whatever it is, the Fleet Week, to have all the ships that were previously on sale available. Yeah, really looking forward to that. Expect a 3.9.1 patch as well, fixing a load of stuff. We desperately need a stable 3.9 branch. Yeah. Is there a free flight page up at the moment? No, so the only page we have up about it is the Invictus launch page. So it just says there's a free fly going on from the 22nd to the 1st of June. There's an in-game convention centre. There's holographic booths and stuff starting from the 22nd, so next Friday. Go to ArcCorp and the Brevik Convention Centre to get involved. But, as I said, that will start next Friday. It's not in-game yet. And there should be a 3.9.1 patch coming for that as well, it looks like. Or at the very least, a hotfix patch, if it's not 3.9.1. I was expecting a hotfix patch to be done today. We'll have to wait and see. So it's a 22nd to the 1st of June. Star Citizen will be free for everyone to play. Just have to make a Star Citizen account. Don't need anything else more than that. You'll be able to test out loads of different ships. And there's going to be I'm not sure if free weekend or whatever, but Theatres of War is going to be available to try out at some point in May. Not sure how that's going to be, if it's going to be invite only, if it's going to be limited sort of test. This chair keeps my bum very comfy, and my back. Although I do have back problems occasionally. That's because I sit down all the time. Right, I am going to dash off though. Thank you so much for watching me today, very much appreciated. Thank you very much for Robert Johnston and everyone else that's chucked ridiculous amounts of money at me, you monsters. Volumosity, Robert Johnston, Mega Super Mungo, James Harland, who you got briefly banned by my auto mod, so I've unbanned you, apologies for that. But you don't need to spam questions. I will eventually see them today. Jite, thank you so much. Always so generous. Aussie Gamer, thank you. Whatever your name was. Thank you so much. Pugilist, thank you so much as well. 3 stars. Bin Catrol. Lots and lots of people. Very generous. Very much appreciated. I will be drinking all of that money though, this time. Very much. You stars. Oh, I'm tired. I need to eat. I need to drink. I need to see my parents. I'm going to go and see if someone else is streaming Star Citizen. I suspect someone else will be streaming Star Citizen. Later on today, we will get up a video of... No, tomorrow we'll get up a video for Star Citizen news and roadmap updates and anything else that's happening. On Sunday, I'll get up a video for what we can expect, or what potentially we can see for Q4 2020. I'm hoping they give us some more details of what's going on with the roadmap this week. But we'll have to wait and see. But, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for all your questions and getting involved. And if you've got any suggestions for me, contact at boredgamer.co.uk. You can get straight through to me. You can go on my Discord. I'm improving my Discord now with some news feeds and stuff like that to actually put out some news quickly as and when it happens, like a more one-stop shop for Star Citizen info. And thank you so much for boarding and viewing and sharing and talking to me and all that sort of stuff, and helping out the channel. Yeah. Very much appreciated. Let us see who is online. We are going to drop into Captain Burke's. And we're going to give him some love. No, yes, no, yes. Slash raid. Bam. Perfect. And then go like this. And like, oh no, don't block element. No, no. Go like that. And then I could go here. I could live stream and go bam. Oh, Roy Johnson, I hope you get your crashes fixed. I hope that 3.9.1 or hotfix patch sorts you out. And I hope that sorts most people out because we want a playable Star Citizen. You lie, candles and love. The live event, the Star Citizen Free Fly, starts on the 22nd of May. Next Friday. Between the 22nd of May and the 1st of June. That's when you can fly for free. It is free. Bam. You monster. It's just not this week. It is next week. It starts next Friday. Right. Love you guys. Thank you very much for watching. You take care. Love your faces. Peace. don't do specialist screamings. You monster.